Hey YouTube, it's Kimmy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to talk about thinning locks, everything you need to know about thinning locks. And before we get into the video, I do want to show you guys my locks because you're probably like, what does her hair look like? She's trying to tell me about my locks. Well, I'm going to show you what mine look like. So these are all my parts. I want to get really close. So hopefully you guys are able to see all of my locks and my average parting space. I do have a lot of new growth, so if you're not able to see my scalp, that is why. But I do have a couple locks that are thin, so I know about it, been through this process. For example, let me get closer. This is my most recent thin out lock, and unfortunately it's really bad. So I connected it to this nearby lock right here. But this is how thin my lock is on my edges. And it's so long because, messed up story. I was looking under my bed because I dropped my phone, and when I was looking under my bed, I had my head down and I placed my hands on the floor to look under to support myself, and when I tried to get up, I had my hand under my lock. So me trying to get up with my hand under my lock basically yanked my hair, and I pulled it and it made it longer, and it made it even thinner than it already was. So that's why this lock is pretty long and very, very thin. It was worse. I mean, it was bad before that happened, but now it's even worse. But then as you can see, the space for this one lock, that's pretty thin, and that's on my edges. So I don't think that lock could support itself. It's always been thin, and now it got even thinner. So that's why I had it connected, but I just wanted to unconnect it for video purposes to show you guys my thinning lock. Okay, just putting that back together real quick. Okay, and then I'm going to leave it like this and just wait for my locks to combine. And then I also have another one. I have one that's gonna take me a while to find it. My hair is crazy, huh? I don't like getting retwist all the time. Where's this lock at? I think I see it. Oh, I just had it. Yeah. This one. Okay. So this lock is my improvement lock. So my lock started out like this. This size, okay, decent. FYI, I naturally have thin hair and my parts are not that big, so my locks are pretty thin. They're on the thinner side. But anyways, this is my lock. And I was going through a time where I was always like retwisting my roots myself, which made it thin out really bad. So as you can see, it started to thin out in this area. It thinned out really bad because I kept on retwisting my roots too often. And then as you can see, I stopped retwisting it, and then now this new growth is thicker. So now my whole entire lock is thicker because I decided to leave it alone. So yeah, you can improve your thin locks and make them thicker. So let's get on to the video. Just wanted to show you guys my hair and how it looks. So the first topic on thinning locks, why are my locks thinning? Well, your locks can thin for multiple reasons, but I feel like the number one reason is too much manipulating. You're messing with your hair way too much and your hair cannot handle it. So you're always getting your hair retwisted every 2 to 3 weeks, which I think is freaking crazy because why are you retwisting your hair that much? That's a lot of tension on your roots and your hair. And if you naturally have thin hair already, you're just asking for a disaster. So if you're noticing your locks are slowly starting to thin out and you do get retwists often, then try to retwist your hair every 6 weeks and see if they start improving. Another reason is, so manipulating, retwisting it too much, retwisting it a lot, and getting hairstyles that are like pulled back and pinned up and that are tight. So you're retwisting your hair, which is already a lot of stress, and then you're putting it into hairstyles. Usually, hairstyles, they have it pulled back all tight, and that's a lot of stress on your hair. That's too much on it. So try to reduce the amount of styles you're getting, or if you do get styles, then maybe try to get styles that are not going to pull on your hair too much or too tight hairstyles. And then try to lessen the amount of, try not to get retwists as often. So if you're getting retwists every 2 to 3 weeks, give 6 weeks a try and see how the progress of your locks are doing. Another reason your locks can thin is stress. I recently went through a very stressful time in my life, and I feel like that's why this week lock just finally it just broke down, because I'm stressed out and I do have locks up here. I do feel like they're starting to thin out at the roots because I am stressed out right now, but I'm just trying to leave my hair alone and moisturize my hair and hope that it's going to get thicker over time. That lock I showed you back here, that's living proof that if you leave your hair alone, you can get thicker hair. And if you're messing with it too much, your locks will thin out, unfortunately. And another reason why your locks thin out is that you just have thin hair. I just naturally have thin hair and thin parting, and I felt like that's also why this lock just didn't make it on its own, because my hair is naturally thin, and you give my hair a little part, it's going to be a little lock, and it's just going to thin out. Your hair just cannot handle it. That's just too much on it. And also, if your hair is dry and brittle, if your hair is dry, it's going to constantly snap and break off, and that's going to cause you to lose hair. And if you're losing hair, you're losing volume and you're losing thickness, and that is why your locks can thin out. So you want to just take care of your hair. Those are the reasons why locks can thin, and I'm going to tell you how to prevent that from happening as well. So you can prevent your locks from thinning from having low maintenance hairstyles. You're not always having your hair braided or pulled back or pulled up. You're not stressing your hair out too much, so that will definitely help you prevent your locks from thinning out. Another way to prevent your locks from thinning out is, I kind of went over that, low maintenance and hairstyles that aren't going to manipulate and pull on your hair that much. And also moisturize your hair. Give your hair some love. I try not to do too much with my hair as far as products, because I do not want product buildup. So I just kind of like feel my hair, feel my scalp. Is it good? Is it moisturized? Fine. I leave it alone. I don't really have a set regimen on when I moisturize my hair. I just kind of just put my fingers through my scalp and see if my hair is dry or not. If your hair is dry, moisturize it. And to prevent buildup and to minimize buildup in my locks, I prefer moisturizers that are thinner, that I can like spray in a bottle, and I just use oil. I try not to use too many creamy products. Where I have to dip my finger in like a pudding. I try not to use that, and the light moisturizers I can spray and the oil has kept my locks moisturized. So you want to see what works for your hair as well. And then also another way to prevent your locks from thinning out is try to relax and live a stress-free life. It's kind of impossible, but it is possible. So just try your hardest not to stress out too much about things you cannot control, because stress will break you down and it will thin your hair out, locks or not. Even if you have loose natural hair and you've been stressed out, it is possible that your hair will thin out. And it's the same thing with locks. Your hair will thin out if you're stressed way too much. And also I want to go over how to fix your thinning locks. So you can fix your thinning locks by oiling your hair, giving it moisture. You just leave it alone. Just make sure your hair is always moisturized. Put it up, leave it down, leave it alone. Try not to get too many retwists. If your hair is breaking and thinning out, seriously, just try to almost eliminate retwisting your hair. I know that sounds crazy, but usually I go get my hair retwisted every 4 months. I really don't time it and be like, oh, okay, I'm getting my hair retwisted this month, so then in 4 months I'm gonna go get my hair retwisted again. I really don't do that. I just kind of listen to my hair and see how my hair is doing and be like, okay, it's time for a retwist. And usually that ends up being every 4 months. So if your hair is severely breaking, you need to focus on moisturizing it and leaving it alone. Don't even get it retwisted every 6 weeks. Just leave it alone, and then you'll see how your hair is starting to get thicker. It's amazing. So then another way to fix your thinning locks, if it's very extreme, you can do what I do, which was combine your locks. This is not the first lock I combined, because I used to, when I braid up my hair to make my hair curly or put my hair in a ponytail, this lock was actually bothering me. It was a lock that was on the edge, and it was pretty much by itself, and it was like this lock up here. It had a thin part, and the lock itself was thin. So when I put my hair up in styles, it actually was, oh, something in my eye. Sorry. Okay, so when I put this lock up in like ponytails, or I was braiding my locks or hairstyles, it was actually putting a lot of tension on that lock back there, and it was hurting. So I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna combine it. It's thin, it probably won't survive on its own pretty long, because you know the lock was thin and it needed some more support to make it stronger and thicker. So you can definitely fix your locks by combining them. I feel like that's the easiest way to fix it. And if your locks are just really bad, really thinned out, a large portion of the lock is thin, it's a very extreme option, but you can just cut your locks off and start again, and make sure you are taking care of your hair this time, not too many retwists, and keeping your hair moisturized and putting products in your hair that is going to flourish your hair. That's a very extreme option, but sometimes that is the option that is best for you, especially if you still want to have locks. You just may need to start all over again. Sometimes your locks are just so damaged, but you can also sometimes you are able to save your locks by moisturizing it, leaving it alone, and combining it with another lock. So these are all the reasons why your locks can thin out, how to prevent it, and how to fix thin locks. I really hope I helped you guys with this video. Hope it was informative and you got some new information. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also leave comments down below as well. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Kimmy Square, and also Snapchat at Kimmy Square. Thank you so much for watching.